enjoy improvising more than others. Richard has some improvs in there. He just plays, and I would play along with him. One of the improvs I think is funny to me is the one with me and Elizabeth Reeser on the couch at the end. The whole thing where I say, you know, you still got it. That's what we're gonna say, right? You still got it, and she says, "They're saying it now." Like that's an improv, you know. And she was really laughing at herself, and I was laughing at her too. But it's a pretty tightly scripted movie, and I could point out a line here or there that was improvised, but mostly I'm trying to, you know, it's weird. Like I'm trying to. You want to give actors freedom to do that sort of thing, but also coming from the theater, it's like you wouldn't dare improvise with a playwright in the room, you know? But I'm trying to kind of strike a nice balance, because sometimes your favorite things are just, you know, just happen in an improv. So I'm still learning how to navigate that.
Hi, I love you and How I Met Your Mother. It's my favorite show. And
I'm sorry, what are you referring to?
And you play a professor in that show, and obviously you depict your relationships with professors in this film. Can you tell us about your experience at Kenyon, and did you have such relationships with professors that have shaped your career so far?
I would love to answer that question. I was a professional student for a really long time, and I still love that kind of teacher-student dynamic. Professionally, it took me a long time to shake off being a student. Like it took me a long time to figure out how to like feed myself without a meal plan. Like I was just a student for a really long time, and there's something very touching to me about the like mentor-mentee relationship, the professor-student relationship, and I had some really important teachers in my life, and specifically at Kenyon. I had a history professor named Peter Rutkoff, who remains a very dear friend, and I was telling someone this last night, he was teaching a history class. It was like 1860-something to 19-something, I don't remember what it was, but he had us read this book that he taught for 2 weeks, and then he said, at the end of it, he said, "So do you guys really believe this crap?" And he then took it back to the book and started saying why he thinks it was crap. And I thought, what a brave, awesome thing that he taught a book that he didn't actually like or believe in, but he taught it. And I think, like, you know, especially today, where we get our news is so, we can only pay attention to, we're on our own, Robert Anton Wilson calls it a reality tunnel. Like, we're all in our own reality tunnel. Like, some of us pay attention to it from this angle, and we don't have to read the other stuff. And so I appreciated the liberal arts education because I was forced to read all this stuff that maybe I wouldn't have read otherwise. I had really powerful, you know, wonderful relationships with people in the drama department, the English department. I took a British romantic literature class with a Keats scholar named Ron Sharp. Didn't sleep with him. But he's the one who told our class that the first time when he was a young teacher, he was teaching Ode on a Grecian Urn, and when he got to beauty is truth, truth, beauty, he said, "Buth is Trudy, Trudy, Buth." And it's a story I always thought was so funny, and so I just gave it to Allison's character. But yeah, I mean, you don't see a lot about, you know, that kind of relationship. I don't, at least in movies, and for me, it's a really important dynamic. I loved being able to explore that.